Hello, hello, hello. Good evening and welcome. We're running this in English as we have quite a few international participants and foreign guests. So the entire Climathon will be run in English as well as this kickoff. I hope this doesn't pose any issues for any of you. Welcome to the Spot. We thank the Spot for hosting this kickoff, but more importantly, the real Climathon, which is happening in a week. The Spot has been our home since the very beginning, since this building was born, and has been home to Climathon, or is being home to Climathon for the second consecutive year. This is the 5th official kickoff, actually. So we have been running Climathon for 5 years already. And we're extremely happy that you are becoming part of the tradition. I mean, the number of people that we see here today seems like a real event, but this is only a kind of an informal introduction to the real Climathon. So today will be about you getting to know each other, networking with mentors, getting to know more about the challenges that you will be solving, and having fun. So it's kind of an informal gathering, and hope you will enjoy it. My name is Peter Kolesar. I'm a partner in Civita, one of the main organizers of Climathon since the very beginning. Civita is an innovation advisory based in Estonia, and our mission is to be the catalyst for the new economy. And events and initiatives like Climathon are completely in line with what we are trying to achieve in Slovakia and abroad. And we're trying to take the Estonian DNA, since we're an Estonian-based company, Estonian DNA, and have that Estonian imprint also in Slovakia, at least to some degree. Climathon is the largest city hackathon in Slovakia. It is part of the global network of Climathons. So next week, from Friday to Sunday, there will be tens of Climathons happening around the globe, and you will be part of this global community. So I hope you will find that interesting, that you are part of change makers that are changing their cities, making them more resilient to climate change, and that you will become part of the Climathon community. Of course, none of the 5 years and none of this would have been possible with our amazing partners that we have collaborated for several years. I mentioned Civita, but of course the city of Bratislava that we've had wonderful collaboration with, and the challenges that you will be solving are of course the challenges of the city. So we are helping Bratislava become a more resilient place, and we thank Bratislava for being such a strong partner and a host as well. We also thank Swiss Re, the global reinsurance company, and IBL Software Solutions. You will hear a little bit about Swiss Re and IBL and why they are part of this global movement in a little bit. But I want to acknowledge that, and maybe a round of applause for all the organizing parties. I also want to acknowledge the involvement of European Institute for Innovation and Technology, EIT. We have been working with EIT, which is a European body to support innovations, for 6 or 7 years now. And the mission of EIT is to connect different stakeholders in the ecosystem, connect startups and industry players, connect municipalities, connect academic institutions and research institutions, and hopefully some amazing innovations and collaborations will come out of this community. This has been the mission of EIT, and specifically EIT Urban Mobility has been a partner for Climathon for quite a while. So maybe there will be opportunities also for your projects or for your institutions that you work with or you work for to become part of this community, and maybe also get funding for your innovation projects. And on that note, I would like to invite on stage Maria Kostická, Innovation Development Lead for the City of Bratislava. Mary, very happy to have you. And this is your mic.
Thank you. Oh, raz, dva, raz, dva. Okay, sorry. Hello, let me welcome you all on this wonderful event and the kickoff to this year's 5th edition of Climathon. As a city tackling the challenge of climate change that is so complex, we need not only innovation, but more importantly, we need collaboration. So not only collaboration inside our city hall, but also outside with our main partners, whom I want to thank again for the wonderful support, and we could never have done it without them. So thank you very much. But more importantly, I'm very delighted to welcome the brilliant minds from diverse fields sitting here and making the commitment to join us on next weekend and trying to come up with wonderful ideas that we can further implement in our City Hall. I want to thank my colleagues as well, who will have the opportunity to present the challenges in the next couple of minutes. But before that, I would like to give the mic back to Peter. So thank you, and I hope that you'll enjoy this event.
Thank you, Mary. Thank you very much for your warm welcome. And now we will continue with the warm welcomes, and the next one will be from Uwe Nagel, the IT site lead for Swissre. And I've mentioned that Swissre has been a supporter, partner, and a friend of Climathon for many years. So Uwe, please welcome on stage.
Thank you. Thank you. And when Peter says many years, he means all.
All years, yes.
Because
95 years.
I'm very, very proud to say that Swissre has been in this from the very beginning. And there's a very simple reason for that. It's actually 3 of them. And I'm giving this speech every year, so I'm very happy that we have a lot of new people here. By the way, you're getting younger every year, which is also fantastic. No, for Swissre, yes, Swissre is a global reinsurance company. I will not explain what that means because it's not that interesting. But one of the biggest topics for us as a reinsurance company is climate change. Because climate change causes natural catastrophes and, to be honest, we're paying for them. We also like to actually prevent damages from natural catastrophes because it helps people. So anything that we can do in that direction is absolutely aligned with what we as a company stand for. In addition, what is very important for us, Swissre has an office in Bratislava. But we're a Swiss company, so it's one office out of many. But this is actually the largest office outside of Switzerland that Swissre has. There's no other office where we have so many people. So for us, the city is a very important partner because we're not only living here, but we also hire a lot of people here. We work with a lot of people here. We're using the infrastructure and we want to help to improve the city. Lastly, I mentioned that we're hiring people. And I know most of you are not looking for a job right now. If so, please approach me. But yes, we also like to see all the talents that we have in the city, because this is the reason why we hired so many people here. Bratislava is a gigantic talent pool, and we like to support you in developing yourself, in finding new opportunities, in having fun over the weekend, because that is the most important part for us. No, for you, not for us. No, so lastly, I was also asked to give you some tips. So, first of all, have fun. This is really important, because if it's not fun for you, you're wasting your time. It should be something you enjoy. We have a lot of mentors. Use the mentors. Talk to them, listen to them, ask questions. We have a lot of smart people in the room, and you are probably one of them. If you don't know something, ask. You can spend a lot of time on Google to Google something, but if you find somebody who has done that 20 times, they can tell you within 30 seconds how to do it. So do not hesitate to ask. A collaborative environment is the key to success. Last thing, we have beds here, right?
We have, sorry?
There are possibilities to sleep here.
Yes. tips, I mean, tonight or,
Not tonight,
or in
not
general
tonight.
during the Climathon?
No, over the weekend of the Climathon.
Yes, there will be a chance to spend a night here. Yeah.
There will be food. There will be possibilities to sleep. Don't overwork yourself. Please enjoy it. It's a very competitive thing, and I have seen in the past teams that were extremely competitive. Enjoy it. And don't go in with an open mind. I have seen teams that came in, they even named their team after the idea they had initially. They, during the Climathon, radically changed their idea and won a prize actually with a completely different approach. So be open-minded, talk to people, get inputs and take those inputs to maybe improve what you're thinking about doing. But lastly, I have to repeat that. Enjoy the weekend. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Uwe. Thank you for being the fans and supporters from, yes, the very beginning. So for 5 years already. And the tips that you received, I hope you will treasure them and actually use them. Asking questions is one of the critical tips, not only for the Climathon, but for tonight. So you will have a unique opportunity to spend some time with mentors and challenge owners. You see those tables, and Martin will speak a little bit more about them and the process and the structure. But asking questions is probably the best way to win a hackathon, any hackathon, and Climathon, of course, included. So please keep that in mind and raise your hand whenever there's something puzzling you. And I would like to also conclude these initial welcome words from a partner that we also found very kind of strong linkages with. Michal will talk more about IBL, but the match between what IBL is doing with data and weather forecasts and what we try to achieve with Climathon, helping Bratislava become a more resilient city, is extremely strong. So I'll welcome on stage Michal Weiss, the CEO of IBL. Misha, welcome. The floor is yours.
Thanks very much. Thanks very much, Peter, and thank you everybody who came here and who will join us over the weekend. First of all, for us, it's important to see such bright people, skilled and talented, as here in the room. We ourselves are not that well known. We do a software for the meteorology, so the weather and climate is touching us directly. You know, as Uwe said, there are lots of intelligent, skillful people in this city, and we are happy that those people would like to make change to the future. That it's touching you, and you know what it means. The practical example we have seen a month ago during the severe rains, which fortunately did not hit Slovakia that much, but maybe you have seen the pictures from the Czech Republic, where a number of cities has been flooded. It could have hit Bratislava as well. The thing is, the climate change is real, and it's here. You can change the slide. And to give you an illustration, this is a graph. It's called SST, sea surface temperature. Imagine the sea and oceans are like a big reservoir of energy. You have gray lines where the data used to be in past decades. The orange line is 2023. The red line is 2024. It's the gap which is here, the jump which you can see there. It's changing the world right now, and we need your help. So, wishing you much luck. Enjoy. Stay hungry, stay foolish, and hope you are the one who will make crazy ideas and change the world in the future. Good luck, guys.
Thank you. Thank you. That's a really strong ending. Thank you, Misha, and thank you, IBL, for being part of Climathon. And now I would like to hand over the mic to the mastermind of Climathon, the person that you should always chase when you are curious about something, the person that can direct you to other people within the organizing group, none other than Martin Vesely, that goes by Veslo. Veslo, welcome.
Okay, thank you. Hi, everyone. Please don't chase me. When I have time, I'll attend to you. But yeah, I'm not the only one working on Climathon. There's a whole team of people working on Climathon, and I'll talk about it a little bit. And it's my great pleasure to stand here for the 5th time already. I can't believe it's already the 5th time, and it's also amazing to see some familiar faces and new faces. And just out of curiosity, how many people have been to Climathon before? Raise your hand. Okay. And who has never been to Climathon before? Okay, and where have we been, guys? We've been here for 5 years. Like, no, just kidding. I hope you'll enjoy this journey with us. And my purpose, or my part of this event is actually what you're here to hear. I hope you found those words that the speakers before me shared with you inspiring. And if they didn't touch you, I highly recommend that you think about them. And I will just reiterate the message. I'll give you a hint. The best way to win a hackathon is to ask a lot of questions. And if you don't take away anything from today, it's this. So we'll go over what's ahead of you in the event next weekend, and we'll talk about what you're mostly here to hear and why we have all these amazing mentors with us here today, briefly about the challenges. We'll touch the surface of the challenges, and you'll have more room to discuss with the mentors that are presenting about the challenges in the space. We'll get to that. We'll briefly touch on the logistics. We'll also have room to ask general questions either about the event or maybe some challenges that you didn't understand or want to clarify that might be interesting for everyone. And then we'll enjoy the drinks in the evening and talk about some amazing ideas that can help our city, because I care about the city, our partners care about the city, and I believe you are here because you also care about the city. So what is Climathon? To the newbies here, and maybe a refresher to the people that have been before, it's an intense innovation sprint. You go from idea to idea, from problem to problem, through many cycles of frustration and excitement in 48 hours. As Uwe said, maybe some of you will have sleepless nights. Hopefully not all of you. Some of them it may be the case. But hopefully you'll get enough sleep in these 48 hours. And the goal is to find the right problem to solve and find a new cool solution that will actually help to solve the problem and bring impact to the city. To help you with that, we'll have some workshops. You will have your teams, hopefully as diverse as you can make them. And you also have amazing mentors to help you with some questions that you have and to point you in the right directions. At the end of Climathon, we usually finish with something we briefly call Festival of Ideas, where we will select the best ideas that advance to the final, and they will present in front of all the participants, mentors, and partners, and we'll select the best ideas that will divide the prize pool of 10,000 euros. Not bad for 48 hours, I think. Good. So, what's ahead of us? In a nutshell, I'm sure you've all glanced over this, but there'll be intense competition. We expect around 150 participants. We're still on track. The registrations are open. They are dramatically increasing right now, so we have over 100 people registered already. So if you haven't done so, please do so as soon as possible. And you'll have an amazing pool of almost 40 mentors, I believe, and lots of mentoring sessions. And we expect around 30 solutions to come out of Climathon. At least these are the numbers from last year, and we are looking to keep them. And we'll briefly talk about the challenges, but there'll be some data from Metropolitan Institute of Bratislava. We'll talk about it. There'll be the topic of second chance, that if we can give items a second chance in Bratislava. And last but not least, one of the largest challenges we have prepared for you with specific use cases is the city services and data-driven decisions they can make. So, to the most important part, we'll introduce these challenges one by one. Each challenge owner, so a person responsible from the city of Bratislava that is tightly connected to the problem they'll be describing, will briefly walk you through why they brought this challenge and what's important to think about, and some hints on what you can use during Climathon. So without further ado, I would like to welcome actually Luboš from Metropolitan Institute of Bratislava. Unfortunately, Martin couldn't join us because of illness, but please, there's your microphone, Luboš. Hi, please come on stage. Here's your mark, here's your clicker, And
okay, thank you. Okay, so hello everyone. My name is Luboš and I am from the Metropolitan Institute of Bratislava. I work at the Department of Analysis and GIS. I'm not going to be, unfortunately, a mentor at this year's Climathon, but my colleagues Martin and Eva are going to be here for you. But unfortunately, today both of them are sick, so I'm just going to present their slides. And maybe even if you have some like questions that I won't be able to answer today during the mentoring time, I can like directly try to ask them, and they can answer your questions. So how to begin? I would like to begin with the data for people and about what we maybe do. Because like in the Metropolitan Institute, we focus on many topics, and one of them is also the environment. This is actually not the topic that I'm focusing directly on. It's like the topic of like Martin and Eva, my colleagues, and yeah, we try to raise awareness, and I think that unfortunately many people don't really know. Like many people from Bratislava don't know how many data do we have in the storage, and the data is like freely accessible to everyone. Yeah, and what does the city need is that the city needs to build environmental responsibility based on the data. And now I would like to continue. Later I will also show you some links where you can access the data. But we would also like to make data more actionable and accessible. And in the final output, like Bratislava citizens will have access to actionable insights related to climate change, ecosystem status, temperature, green space distribution, and future development scenarios. And to continue, I think this slide is really like important for you, because here you can see where you can find and download the data on climate change of Bratislava. So the link which is like very important is the first one, the data portal of Bratislava. Unfortunately, all the links are in Slovak language, but you can use like Google Lens or artificial intelligence to translate them. And if you want to understand like the context of the data better, you can have a look at our map application, our story map, and even our publication. Like it's like quite a long PDF, but still might be interesting for you, and maybe you are going to use it during Climathon. Yeah, so links are very useful to go today. I've gone through all of them personally, so I think it's worth to try, because we have like really lots of data at our data portal. And what's more, we have prepared for you not only the data which is like accessible to the public, but we have also created a SharePoint where you can find like some more additional data sets that you might need during your project. And more or less, that's how I would say that this was all from me, and I'm also looking for your like questions during the mentoring session. Yeah.
okay. Thank you very much, Luboš. Just to summarize, I think what we all need to do is to better understand the data. And what I think the key to this challenge is that we all know that we should use the data, but we don't always do, and maybe think of why that is. And that's a hint for you to how to go about this challenge if you're interested. For the second challenge, I would like to invite Martina Čechová from Olo, our wonderful waste collection company, to talk to you about the second challenge. So here you go.
Thank you. Good evening. Thank you. My name is Martina. I'm very happy to be here tonight. I would like to present the second challenge and the second chance for items, actually. I don't know whether you are familiar or not, but Bratislava has the biggest municipal reuse center here in Slovakia. We are already functioning for almost 2 years, and still we have some challenges to face, and therefore we are very happy that we can be part of this event. So Kolo is a place that was created mainly to reduce the amount of waste that is created in the city. and wants to give items second chance. People can bring items that are able to be in function again and are not damaged, and they prevent creation of the waste. But we would like to be better in the things things we are doing, because we can find second owners, but we still have lots of items that we are not able to give to somebody, or how to say it. So we think that we need more efficient system that can help us easily pass the items that are suitable for reuse, not only to the citizens of the city, but maybe also to organizations we are working with, helping organizations. We would like to optimize the distribution of our items. We would like to optimize the material assistance we are able to give, because we are working with lots of NGOs, for example, and helping organizations. We would like to be able to better identify the recipients, not only within the city, but maybe within whole Slovakia. And we have a special case. We have reused books. We have tons of reused books. And we would like to find some alternative how to use them, or how to give them second chance, some alternatives like recycling, upcycling, or anything other you can think of, because there is a lot of books in Kolo. And the final output for us would be great if it could be a simple and effective system for collaborating and transferring, I'm sure you can read, accumulated items to where they are needed. Basically, we would like to be more connected with our environment. We have our own methods, we have our own programs and collaborations, but we still would like to think more out of the box and find another solutions how to give the things second chance, maybe how to help in the places that is needed. Our data are from our internal sources. We have our special data collection system. We have data on input and output in the reuse center. We also made a special questionnaires on books, our main item, and because Kolo is a part of our city municipal company that is responsible for the waste collections, we actually have all the data about the waste and waste collection within the city. So we can compare, or you can find the numbers and maybe see the connections that we are not able to see yet. So hopefully we will work together and we can find something, or some new ways to think for Kolo. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Martina. So again, interesting challenge, maybe key to think about how to manage or meet supply with demand, something to explore, and we'll have some interesting data to help you with that. And this challenge is quite open, because as Martina said, they are very open to any ideas or solutions that you may have, but the key is to identify a problem within this challenge, a specific problem that you want to solve. Moving on to one of the biggest challenges that actually has 3 sub-challenges. We're moving on to the third challenge. Unfortunately, Lukáš couldn't join us today, so in his place, I will ask Mary to briefly walk us through the third challenge. So Mary, welcome back on stage. Hi. And tuto na značke potom.
So as Martin mentioned earlier, this challenge will be a bit special, since the challenge on improving city services could be a bit abstract. We try to identify 3 specific use cases where the challenge can be implemented, and my colleagues will walk you through them shortly after me. But since all of the use cases and all of the sub-challenges have something in common, and that is data and how can we use them better and how we can visualize them and use them to make data-driven decisions. Who could be better technical mentor above all these sub-challenges as head of our digitization unit, Lukáš? But since he is battling the deadliest sickness that there is, runny nose, I'm here trying to fill his shoes as much as I can. So as a city, we are providing a lot of services, and we are always trying to find ways how to make them better. And we are thinking on how we can make data for better decision making, and how we can make it even easier for our colleagues to save the time. So let me hand the mic, and please welcome colleague Maťka Kicová from the Department of Environment from our City Hall, who will walk you through the sub-challenge number 1.
Hello, everyone. My name is Martina, and I'm currently entrusted with managing the waste management department. And our challenge is about placement of container stands, and we are looking for a solution which helps us to find and identify the suitable placement land where the container stand could be, and the placement must meet all the criteria of departments of the municipality, criteria of all criteria of city districts. The need to enclose the container stands is important not only for aesthetic value of public spaces, but also because and it's important for maintaining cleanliness and achieve better waste sorting, which has effect on residents' fees. And also it's very important for protecting the environment. We have in Bratislava more than 2,000 container stands which are not enclosed. They are standing freely, mostly inappropriately on roads, on sidewalks, because the residents are not in a position to identify the right place themselves. Also we want to improve with your solution our internal process of leasing the land, because it's nowadays the process takes on average more than a year. So you can use data which you find in city special plan, also on technical map of the city where are information about utility networks. You can use property of this map of property of the city, and also manual for container stands, which is made by MIP, and there are informations about criteria of our departments, for example, distances between container stands and buildings, container stands and roads, also the function numbers of territories, which you can then find in a city special plan, because not everywhere you can put or place the container stand. So that's it. That's our challenge. If you have more questions, I'm ready to answer after that. And here is my colleague with me, Daniel, who is the head of department. So he's ready to answer the questions. And I'm looking forward to work with you.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Maybe, Daniel, you can stand up and show your face so people can find you in the space. So in case people want to ask you questions about this challenge, they can approach you. Okay, thank you very much. Very interesting topic. Moving on, again, another sickness. I'm not sure what's going on in the city of Bratislava. Hopefully we'll get through it this week, and then next weekend we'll be all healthy and ready to work on amazing ideas. So I'll ask Mary to, again, briefly talk about the second sub-challenge within this challenge. So there you go, Mary. You don't have to clap for her. She's been here already. So
Thank you. So as you can see, I'm a woman of many faces today. And apparently, as a member of the city with the strongest immunity, I got the award of being here 3 times today. As you can see, when I will be introducing this sub-challenge, you can see the emerging patterns. So what connects all of these sub-challenges together is just how Martina mentioned, the goal of the sub-challenge number 1 will be identifying the proper areas where we can implement container stands. And when it comes to the challenge or sub-challenge, or how to call it, that will be under Bratislava Water Company, we will be interested in identifying the parts of town where we can implement water retention measures. So I just wanted to say this out loud, and please just keep it in mind if you will be solving this challenge. Your goal is to come up with a solution that will be as reusable as possible. So even though you will focus only on one sub-challenge of the challenge 3, just bear in mind how it could be reused for the other sub-challenges as well. We don't have that much money, so we need one solution that fits them all. Please do not forget that. Just to use a bit of black humor with this sub-challenge, who remembers the heavy rainfalls and floods that have been here a couple of weeks ago? Okay, amazing. So as we can see, and sadly, we are afraid that these will become the part of our everyday reality. And that is why we need to put a lot of emphasis on identifying the parts of the city where we need to implement the water retention measures and where the floods or rainfalls could cause the biggest damage. So this will be the focus of the sub-challenge number 2. Of challenge number 3, sorry. So how to come up with a simple and effective system for identification of rainwater runoff pathways to prevent drought and improve the water balance in the city. So just to sum it up, and also to give the word to the, so very simple and quick introduction of the data sets that will be available and which will be important for you solving this sub-challenge. So it will be terrain model, and I will just read this out loud. I have no idea what the data are about. I'm sorry for that. That will be also sewer network, that the mentors from BVS that will be here during the Climathon will be more than happy to help you with, and also a lot of open source codes found on QGIS or GitHub. And finally, to give the mic to our last colleague presenting the sub-challenge of challenge number 3, Samuel Ferenczi.
Okay, hello. So my name is Samuel Ferenczi, and I'm GIS specialist for a green department in Bratislava. And I want to mention that I was also a participant last year, so this is a little bit a unique situation for me. So I'm mentored this year with my colleague Dusan, who is also sick. So he is the original owner of this challenge, and he came up with the idea. So I will be supplementing him today. So as a city, we have a challenge that and a target that we want to plant, I think, 100,000 trees by 2030. And so to achieve this plan, we need to locate locations that are suitable for planting trees in a city environment. And this is quite challenging because planting a tree in a city is quite hard. And we need to find all the suitable layers to match where we can place the tree. So the biggest limitations in our city is the city property, and this is our limitation. So we don't want to buy new land to plant. We want to use our land to plant the trees. We can provide 7 types of green assets, 6 polygon layers and 1 point layer, and which are located in 7 districts. And this can be used as a basis for existing greenery. And where to not to plant are the utilities where the utilities are placed. So we provide the data for these networks, which are mentioned here, and also we provide the road network, which is all together in shaped formats in our SharePoint we will be sharing with you. And if you have more questions, I will be here to answer it all. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, thank you very much, Matúš. So as I was listening to the last challenge, I just realized something, and Matúš touched upon it, that we have a lot to do in our city. We have a lot of things that we need to place somewhere, be it water retention measures, be it container stands, be it trees. These are just some things that the city needs to place somewhere, do something with it. But it doesn't all, I'm not sure how much of the land actually the city owns, but it's not a majority, trust me. It's a smaller number than you might think about. So this is something to help you with how to think about this challenge, that we have very little room to work with, and how can we actually work with it is to use the data to optimize it. So this is something for you to think about. You'll have time to ask these mentors lots more questions after we finish with this. So we're moving on to a bit more boring but quite important part of what's ahead of us. I mentioned the mentors. This is a photo from last year, smiling faces after the whole weekend. I'm surprised by that, but I think everyone was happy that the 48 hours are over. I'm a little tired in that picture, but that's okay. But I think at the end of the weekend, everyone was really happy and enjoyed the whole experience. And we wouldn't be here without these people, and you wouldn't be here without these people, and Climathon wouldn't be here, and the amazing ideas wouldn't be here. So I'd like to thank them all, and I would like to maybe ask them to stand up, the mentors that we have here with us today. Who is a mentor at Climathon? There you go. These are the people. We clap for them. There you go. So you can see them in their yellow T-shirts. So these are the people you want to talk to in the after this part. Criteria, quite important. Because what is the ultimate aim is that we want these ideas and solutions that you come up with to be implemented in reality. And to do that, we have a few guiding questions for you to think about, because these are the questions that the jury will be looking for answers from you. Don't expect the jury to just understand. You'll be asked to provide answers to these questions to the jury through your presentations. First, obviously, is the implementation, and building on the sort of underlining topic of data is how you use the data, and can it be actually used? Do we actually have to buy a huge data set, or do we need to implement new ways that we measure data? Or can you provide solutions that work with the current data and actually help us to scale to other use cases, for example, as Mary mentioned? Or does it help us to even scale up the amount of data we can collect? The second, probably not less important, as important, is usefulness. And what does that mean? Is actually the solution you're providing desired by residents or other target groups, like our challenge owners, our target groups? And it is not for the jury to answer. You have to provide arguments in your solutions that why this is useful. And the simplest way I can put it to you is because it solves a real problem. Because it can help solve a real problem. And these are real problems, but within those problems, there are sub-problems. So it is something for you to work on during Climathon. Innovativeness, third criteria. Does it address the right problem, but maybe in a new way? And can it actually provide return of investment? Meaning maybe your solution will cost us in the long run, €1 million. The city probably doesn't have the budget to run such an experiment with you, but can you think of ways how to make it a little more specific to a use case? And can you provide an estimate on how much return of investment this would provide, be it in costs, be it in increasing comfort of citizens, increasing comfort or saving money to the departments you are aiming to help. And in order to bring your solutions to life, you need to think about the strategy of the city. You'll have all these mentors from the city. There's lots of information published online. We'll be giving you some hints as well on what is the city strategy. Because city has a strategy that's actually overlapping the election years, as I understand, that it's something that the city wants to achieve by 2030. And those are their priorities. and they can give money to those priorities. They cannot give money to projects that are not the priority. That's not how business works. That's not how anything works. If it's a priority, we can provide money for that. We can provide support with that. Hope that's clear. I'm happy to answer more questions about this later. And what we expect to judge. The ones that have been to Climathon understand, but what we expect you to give us a pitch. We call it a pitch, which could be a PowerPoint presentation, could be a PDF. And in 3 minutes, you have to give us answers at least to these 4 questions, if not more. You need to show us what you came up with, why the solution, why is it desired, how could it be implemented, but we'll talk more about that later. You could, and what we really need you to do is to help us visualize what you actually came up with, so provide a demo or a prototype. You could come up with concepts or analysis, you could come up with data models, algorithms, software solutions, but not necessarily this. These are sort of ideal outcomes, but your solution doesn't necessarily have to be digital. Right? It can also be something else. It's up to you. That's why we have, if we had the answers, we wouldn't be here. So it's for you to provide some ideas, some answers to that. And it's important that you already now think about that you have to present. So if anyone comes up to me that I want to present in Figma, I will stop them and send them away. It's just to make it simpler for everyone. I know people have to work in Figma. It's amazing. I love that tool as well. But just to make it simple for everyone, we will be giving outputs in PowerPoint. And you will give us your code as well, so we can look through it, or your data or algorithms. And this is what we are going for. So the first place will receive 5,000, second place 3,000, third place 2,000 euros to be allocated to the winning team to use to push their solutions forward. Not bad for a weekend. And this is what's going to be happening next weekend. So we'll be starting around 5, 6 o'clock. This is just sort of like a draft agenda outline. Some of these things may change, so don't necessarily take a picture, but I'll point out the important things. We start on Friday night, and we do a bit more introductions into the challenges. We get energized, we have some dinner, and then we go straight into mentoring, where your job on Friday is to find the right problem to solve. That's your job on Friday. And ask mentors tough questions about the problem. Then on Saturday, we'll go through a quick checkpoint with the mentors to see where you guys are. And then again, more talking with mentors, asking the right questions about the problem, trying to identify the right use case. And then you'll have time to work in your teams, on your ideas, on your codes, on your concepts. Then we'll explain to you around 5 o'clock what we expect from you in the final presentations, and then we'll have a final checkpoint. Last but not least, this may change. It's still subject to debate when this will be, so please don't take this for granted. But here you should be already, so you should be developing, you should understand the problem by the end of Saturday and developing the solutions, concepts throughout. And then on Sunday, you should be focusing on how to actually present the solution and sell your idea to the jury and to the city, with the help of mentors, where you'll have some time to fine-tune. And then we'll pre-select the best projects to present in the big finale, and then we'll have some time. We'll take time with the jury to deliberate and choose the winning solutions and award them their awards. Important thing. Obviously, if you haven't registered, please do. We'll be here, the people in yellow t-shirts, to help you with registration if you haven't done so. If you're in a team and you know that someone from your team hasn't registered yet, please do so. It's important for us to know exactly the number of people that are coming in so we can plan and allocate everything, because as you can see, this is a pretty big space, but it has a limited capacity. So it's a first come, first served basis until the capacity is filled in. And we will be communicating main things through email. You also get this presentation and a recording via email with all the links. And then towards the weekend, we'll be moving to Slack. So people who have been here before understand that Slack is the main platform we use to communicate throughout the weekend, the main milestones, the main things to keep an eye on, and maybe to catch people who are not necessarily here in the space. You can see them. To sort of coordinate this big, amazing event. Trust me, it's not easy to manage 150, 200 people over the weekend, so this really helps. Social media. we have our Climathon social media, so if you are not following it yet, please do. We'll be sharing some updates there too. Feel free to tag us, even if I saw some people taking pictures and maybe capturing some stories. So tag us, tell your friends about this amazing event, and inspire other people, other change makers to also participate if they haven't done so, or at least you can brag to them that you are at this amazing event. So I'll let you take out your phones here. This is your connection to Slack. Everyone will receive an invitation to join Slack, the ones that are registered. There's not much activity going on there right now, but as the next week builds, we'll be sharing more things, more news, more useful resources for you right there. Okay, if you haven't managed to capture it, don't worry, there'll be QR codes in a space that you can use, and you'll receive it in your email as well. So, that's the basics covered. I know you're itching to grab some food and talk to mentors about your amazing ideas. Are there any questions that you want to ask before I hand it over to the last part, to my colleague Anička, who will walk you through what's going to happen next? So are there any questions? Yes. Wait for the mic.
The Slack is the same as the last year's one?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. The Slack is the same as last year. Okay. And please, one last thing before I give the word to Anička. If you come to these mentors and start describing your idea and ask them if this is a good idea, you will not go anywhere. I specifically instructed the mentors not to tell you if something is a good idea or not. That's something for you to figure out if it's going to be useful. So they'll be pushing you to think about a problem, because they're not the jury. They're not essentially defining users of your solution. As I say, only the market and time will tell. So they're not necessarily experts, but think about the questions that you want to ask them about the problem. So that's all I wanted to say, and I would also like to thank our main partners, obviously, that we've talked about, but I also like to highlight our other supporters. EIT Urban Mobility, our main media partner, started up this amazing co-working space, The Spot, the foundation of Nadácia Slovenskej sporiteľne and Nadácia Tipsport, who also decided to support Climathon this year and to make sure that you have stuff to eat. And also some community partners that probably through some of them you found out about us. And we're really excited that this slide grows every year, and we would like to thank them for spreading the message and being part of Climathon as well. And now, the word to my wonderful colleague, Anička. Please welcome Anička.
Hello, everyone. So welcome to Climathon Bratislava Kickoff from my side as well. My name is Anička. I have been working on this project for the last almost 3 years and a half. So this is my 4th year. I'm very excited that all of you have decided to come here. It is my heart project, and I hope that by the end of next weekend, it will be your heart event as well. So what I'm going to do right now is that I have 2 tasks for you, or I will describe 2 tasks for you. First of all, the team formation, and then I'll move to the mentoring part as well. So some of you have come here with already a formed team. Some of you don't have all team members, and some of you have come here as individuals. As you were registering, we were writing down these bullets of different colors on your name tags, right? Some of you are green, some of you are orange, and some of you are red. So the green people are those people who don't have a team and are looking for one. So all of the green ones, I would like to ask you to raise your hands. Everybody else, look around. So these are the people who are looking for the teams, right? Very good. Thank you. Then we have orange participants of this kickoff, and these are the people that have already formed partially a team. So there might be a couple or 3 people, but they are still looking for some team members. So these are the orange guys, so you can approach them as well. So orange people, raise your hands. With you. So they might be looking for specific talents in their team. They might be missing some software developers or problem identifiers, etc. So make sure that you approach them as well. So we have the green ones, the orange ones, and here comes the red. The red people are those who have already fully formed team. So you can all raise your hands as well. Yes, something like that. Perfect. Welcome all. Very good. So this is the first part of this activity that will be happening. So you can talk to each other, get to know each other, and find out whether you'd like to form a team together. And the activity that will go alongside with that is chatting to our mentors. Mentors will be waiting for you by the standby tables in that section of the room. Every challenge has its own standby table. You can always approach the mentors, ask them any questions that you have regarding the challenge, and when they will know the answer to your questions, they will be very happy to share it with you. So I would like to ask mentors to wave their hands right now as well, and then and very soon they'll be moving to the standby tables to welcome you there. Good. So these are the two main activities. All clear? Okay, so right now the energy is like on level 0. So I would like to ask you to cheer you up a little bit more. So are you all ready to get to know your mentors and team members? Not very convincing, so I will give you a third try, okay? So focus everyone. So are you all ready to start this Climathon kickoff networking session? And that is much better. Very good. So I encourage you to go and speak to the mentors in that section. Also, you can have some snacks in the meantime as well. So thank you very much all once again. And we are happy that you're here. Also, remember to register for Climathon as such. In case you have not done so, just make sure that you're registered by the end of this evening. Very good. So that's all from my side. Thank you very much for joining us.